Alright, what's going on, guys? We're back with another Dokkan battle video, and today we're going to be talking about the live stream that's going to be coming up for the part 2 of the Global Dokkan campaign. A little bit about some of the new characters, maybe some stuff we can see from the live stream being announced, and then maybe stuff we'll see during part 2. First, let's jump in here and just say that, dude, these characters are going to be sick. Dude, if you watched the video, right, the announcement video, oh, dude, they look incredible. Like, Omega Shenron is going to be awesome. The fusion is going to be great. Like, Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta being a pick in here is the best thing that they could have done, man. He's such a hype unit. People love this character. You know, this is like the peak end of the series for like so long that it's just like it's a slam dunk. Really, it really is. So some of the stuff I kind of want to talk about here is based off the card art that they showed, right? So they show Gogeta, they show Omega. The only question I have is this like the no BS standalone LR card art, right? Are we getting standalone Omega? Are we getting standalone Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta? And that's the way it rolls? Or is Gogeta still going to be some sort of tag unit? And this is just like the transformation, like the fusion card art that you can take a look at in game? And is Omega gonna start off as Sin Shenron and transform into Omega Shenron? So from looking at the teaser here, so this part is the beginning, right, where it kind of shows Omega's stuff. You know, all the negative energy going in the air, you know, Omega showing up, Omega's being there. So a lot of this looks like it's all just part of one animation, where this could just be like his Angel's animation, you know, standalone Omega. That's fine, and that's good. I would prefer if he started off as Sin Shenron and then transformed, just because then he would be able to actually link up really well with the Carnival Omega Shenron that we already have. Then you go into Gogeta's animations here. So they do show the fusion, right? So they do show like the fusion dance temporarily here. Now, this could very well be like the entrance animation for the character and just go straight to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, which would be fantastic, right? Having a standalone LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is something that everybody's wanted for so long, something I've wanted for so long, that it would be great. I do also really enjoy the tag mechanic, and having a tag version of the Super Saiyan 4s that fuse into Gogeta would be awesome. It would be great. You know, so much fun to use, and then you get the choice of, you know, do we want to fuse? Do we not want to fuse? Do we want to do something else? Being able to utilize these characters. There's so many ways that they could do this, right? They could, one, you know, we'll just say standalone Super Saiyan 4. Cool. They could do the tag where they do like how Vegito and Gogeta are for the 10th anniversary, where it's time limited. You could have it be a permanent fusion. You could pull a Vegito Blue from part 1 and he's just a, you know, active skill super attack, which would kind of suck. But I mean, even though Vegito Blue ended up that way, everybody still loves that card. Like, that card's still super good. It does suck that it's not, you know, a permanent Vegito Blue, but even without that, the characters are great. The card is great. Like, they work super well. So that's really all that truly matters. For this, I don't think it's going to be just an attack, because they did show us a card art, like the main card art being the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I don't think they would do that and then have it just be a super attack. I think that's just a recipe for disaster for them. So whether it's a fusion, whether it's a tag, whether it's standalone, we don't know, and we won't know until this live stream actually happens. So this is where we're going to get all the details. We're going to know for sure, you know, everything from start to finish with the card. You know, all the arts, all the Dokkan Awakenings, all of the kit stuff. We're going to get all of that in here, and then hopefully some more information on part 2 and kind of the events that are going to be happening and some of the EZAs that we might get, and, you know, a little bit more information. So, I mean, we've looked at this a few times here. So the Shadow Dragon Saga, this is what this is going to be based around, right? So you've already got Omega Shenron here. If we have another Omega Shenron just straight out, it kind of sucks because they won't link. That's why I'd rather it be a Sen Shenron that transforms into Omega, because then we could have a linking buddy for this Omega. If he doesn't, it's fine. I mean, there's ways to kind of work around it, but it's ideally having him be someone that can link with this guy would be the best case scenario. And then you look at GT bosses, and just having another GT boss character is going to help. As for like EZAs and stuff, I mean, I jumped to him for like a Super EZA, maybe Super EZA, maybe EZA, maybe EZA. We could see them EZA. They would be very good as an addition to this too, right? To help out the new Omega if they got a Super EZA, because they are a big bad boss character. You know, their best linking buddy is Omega Shenron. Yeah, so I mean, seeing them EZA would probably be a good choice. Trying to think about what else. I mean, like having a, you know, the Shadow Dragon Saga or Shadow Dragons like units, the free-to-play units, just like they did with the clones, would be good for them to do. Just because they did that in part 1, though, I'm not entirely expecting them to do the same thing for part 2. It would just be a cool thing to keep carrying on throughout the rest of the celebration, whether it was the Shadow Dragons, whether it was Gogeta clones, whatever. It'd be cool to do that, add more free-to-play love into the game. You know, very good free-to-play characters to run alongside this new like character coming out here. But yeah, I think for Omega, I mean, you could even do like the Broly situation, right? Where like Tech Broly, he comes out, he's like, you know, he's the regular form right there, and then you have the choice whether or not to transform right away or not. That'd be a cool idea to do for Sen, right? Have a Sen Shenron, and you could automatically just transform him right away if you wanted to, or keep him in Sen for a while. That'd be a cool idea. I don't think they're gonna do that, but everything I think points to it being like a standalone Omega Shenron, which again is fine. It just sucks that he really won't link up with this guy here. As for Gogeta, do we really need to say much about Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta being in the game? No. He's gonna be stupid. He's gonna have a great team already to use. He's gonna have incredible partners. Like, dude, him being Giant 8 Power as a lead, you run him with them, dude, they're gonna be crazy. You run them, and then like, if let's say these guys super easy aid, it's stupid. And then you give this guy an easy A. Dude, Gogeta doesn't need the help. Gogeta doesn't need the help. Omega Shenron does. Omega Shenron definitely needs help. Gogeta's gonna be just fine, and he looks so fucking cool. Again, like, we don't know if he's gonna be a standalone. We don't know if he's gonna be a tag, if he's just gonna be a super attack. I pray that's not the case. Don't make him an active skill super, not after this introduction, not after showing the card art. You know, we're gonna Giant 8 Power here. You know, you have him as the leader. You got these three. I mean, you throw Vegeta on there, and then you throw Gogeta. Dog. Dog. And then if they all get their super EZAs, Giant 8 Power is going to be a force. And then eventually when Daima gets in the game and Super Saiyan 4 Goku, mini or adult, is in there too, Giant 8 Power is going to be running shit, dude. It's going to be so good. This guy I'm fully expecting to get his ECA. Like, if we're going to get a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, he's definitely going to get an ECA. This is another reason why I think it'd be really cool if they were a tag unit, because then they could fuse the Super Saiyan 4, and then they could link up very well with this guy here. If they're just straight up Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, they're not going to link up. But that doesn't mean you can't still run them on the same team. Doesn't mean they can't still be used very well. The only thing is that I feel if they do a tag, that adds a little more value to this guy's EZA, because then he'll be runnable alongside him to be like his best linking partner. But yeah, and then so for some events I was thinking, so obviously this special battle is going to get updated, right? You're going to have Omega, you're going to have Gogeta in here. This clone event is what I'm talking about, that I would really love to see, like a Shadow Dragons version, or, you know, even the Gogeta clone version is fine, but I would prefer the Shadow Dragons because I just think it would help out Omega more, and I think he needs more help than Gogeta does. The Gogeta clones would be fun and funny and cool and fun, just like fun to use, but Omega needs more help. So GT Bosses needs more help. It's just, I think it's just a better idea to go that route. And then some other ideas that I heard get thrown around, some people have talked to me about, are like an update for the Red Zone for the GT edition to get a boss rush, right? We did for the Divine Wrath Mortal Will, we got a boss rush style event. You add a boss rush to the GT edition, because I don't think there is one in here, right? Yeah, it just goes up to Sin. So, I mean, you just have a boss rush for this, or even for this event. Like, someone brought this to my attention, and I didn't even think about this. This would be a cool one to have a boss rush for, right? You got all the Shadow Dragons, you just build up all the way to Omega, and you have that as a boss rush. Dude, it'd be incredible. It'd be very tough, but I think it'd be very, very fun. And a cool way to kind of, you know, keep going with the Omega Shenron being the big bad here. Yeah, dude, I think that's really it. So, I mean, this live stream is taking place on the 23rd. I probably should have said this at the beginning of the video, but it's on the 23rd at 03. So 3 in the morning Pacific, 6 in the morning Eastern, right? So whatever that is for your time zone, you can kind of do the math there. But this is going to be live 23rd on this at 6 a.m. We'll be able to figure out what all is going on with these guys. Like I kind of mentioned in my last video with the reveal for them, I will not be able to get to this till later in the day. So I'm going to be blacked out on social media until I can watch it for myself, because you can bet I am not gonna let myself be spoiled for any of this stuff, because it is gonna be crazy. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this. I think it's gonna be cool. I really want to see what they do. I want to see what kind of events are coming out, what kind of EZAs we're gonna get, and just their card arts, man. I love when they reveal the SSR, TUR, and LR card arts, because they just always look so good. And then the initial watch of the super attacks and the animations, oh, so cool. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited as well. So again, 23rd, we're gonna see these bad boys, and then I would assume that the 24th, you know, for Eastern at 1 a.m., I think is when we're gonna see the units actually drop. It could be later this day. It could be. I mean, for Pacific, it most likely will be. It'll be like that night. But it very well could be earlier in the day. But my gut tells me it's not going to be till later, just because, like, looking through the celebration details here, like the Elder Kai banner goes away at 1 a.m. Eastern on the 24th. That's what I'm assuming that the Part 2 characters are going to drop. So we'll see. We'll know for sure after this live stream, or during this live stream, right? They're going to let us know when everything is coming, when everything's dropping. So definitely looking forward to this, and I hope you are too. That's going to do it for the video today, guys. If you stuck around to the end, I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know what you guys think of the picks here for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, for Omega. Are you guys going to be tuning into this live stream? I hope you guys are ready. What kind of stuff do you want to see? Let me know. Like, subscribe, do the thing, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya!